Hello, welcome to round 13 of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday for 2025. Tonight we're at Westhill National, and it's going to be a good one. We've got both cars. I'm Peter Butcher, and joining me in the commentary box, fresh from qualifying, it's Fraz. How was qualifying, Fraz? Was it a good one?
Well, it looked pretty good. My problem at qualifying is I just got to watch the little triangles go around, but I see we got a great front row, TJ and Joe Holmes.
Yeah, an absolutely packed grid as well for Westhill National, which was pretty much I want to say this was the track that everybody was driving when the Westhill environment was updated in 2015. I remember the Born to Race GTI servers were packed for weeks with this combo on repeat with the GTIs, so this is going to bring back a lot of memories, and as such we've got an absolutely packed grid of cars for the two 12-lap races we've got tonight, with that obvious the interesting, intriguing as ever top 15 reverse grid for race number 2. We are using both cars tonight, the XFG and the XRG, so we'll see who's picked what, but it does look like most people have gone for the XRG tonight, Fraz.
Yeah, more top speed when you're going down those long main streets, and not a lot of twisty bits where the XFG can really take control.
Yeah, so that is the driver's favourite for tonight. Not really surprising, but we've got a couple of XFGs in there. We'll see how they get on. We are on round 13 of the championship, of course, and we are broadcasting 12 rounds this year until the end of the year. Next time out will be round 17 at the end of April. Looking forward to that already. Not sure what it will be, of course, because the combination is decided the week before. This championship runs every single week. We're just broadcasting once a month for the Fragmaster guys to get their championship out there on the airwaves so that you can watch and enjoy the action from Live for Speed. Let's have a look at the qualifying results and see how everyone lines up, shall we? It's TJ on pole by 700ths of a second over Joe Holmes. So we have got some drama at the front, Fraz.
Yeah, we got two really good cars at the front. Hopefully TJ can keep Joe behind him.
Indeed. New signing Sufor alongside veteran teammate Twincam with Dodislav Marsman, Rid River, Magic and Master, your top 10. Fraz, this is going to be interesting because the drivers are all very, very evenly matched. We've got everyone within the 107% time and very, very close to 105 as well. So, yeah, really, really close field in qualifying. It's a good outlook for the race. Remember, it was one-shot quali, so the drivers only got one attempt to set a time.
Yeah, a lot of 202s, solid top 10, that's for sure. And fingers crossed on T2 here. And hopefully they are aware of the aero loss there.
I'm sure they will be. We've got a lot of experienced hands here tonight, as ever, in GTI Thursday, one of the most popular championships in the game. Let's look at the championship standings, shall we? Joe Holmes is almost 3 times as many points as Twincam on the table here, which is an amazing lead. But there we got TJ pipping him in qualifying. TJ not even represented in the top 20, so looking to make his mark early on this season to try and get a foothold in the championship potentially. Rid, Sufor, Rayman, Loco, Nani Luca, Magic, Unite, and Jordan there are your top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. As we scroll on through, we've got a large, obviously, number of teams competing and as well, but we'll have to talk about that later, Fraz, because we're going straight to the grid for race number 1. Take it away for the grid. Let's do this. 12 laps of Westhill National.
So this always looks good from this long grid. You get to see all of the cars on the grid. This is Joe Holmes sitting second. We got TJ on pole. We are waiting for the lights. And they're off. Joe Holmes slips in right behind TJ. And yep, they're getting in their single file. See what happens. Let's see if anybody makes a move here. Expect to see a lot of 2 wide behind them.
Yeah, an absolutely packed grid. We've got a bit of a crash. That's Master spinning out and taking a few cars with him. But most of the field, only 3 casualties, I think. But crucially, it's TJ who leads up towards turn 3 now, and Joe Holmes is being hassled by Sufa already up towards the downhill left-hander, which always unsettles the car. But yeah, everybody down to P28 driving in XRG, so it is pretty stacked in favour of the XRG tonight. But however, that is not going to upset our racing at all, because we've got some mighty fast drivers in this grid, and yeah, some drama to come, especially in race 2. But let's get race 1 over with first. Twin Cam there dropping back a little bit into the clutches of Dodislav, who's been proving himself in various forms of racing in Live for Speed recently. But yeah, the GTI always a favourite for him as Mouseman goes for ascent.
Yeah, they're keeping the pressure on Twin Cam right now. Yep, that's where the battle is. Mouseman all over Dodislav, though.
Yeah, Mouseman was driving for the winners team, but not sure if he is anymore. He's not running the livery or the team tag, so he's surrounded by his assumedly ex-teammates, but we'll wait to see what's going on as he goes to the outside of Dodislav. Wonder if he's going to make a move. This would be for P5.
Yeah, I asked Mouseman about that before the race, and yeah, he just said he wanted to be a free agent again. He doesn't really feel like he wants to be in a team.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And yeah,
they're going door to door racing right now.
Well, he's passed, he's through, as they all make their way up to start-finish for the first time. TJ leads ahead of Joe Holmes, then Sufa, Twin Cam, and now Mouseman in P5, as we've got a large number of cars deciding to take this opportunity to go into the pits. That's at least 3 cars I can see in the pits, 4, now 5 cars peeling into pits. Remember, there is a mandatory pit stop that all the cars need to make, and you can take that at any time during the race except for the last lap.
Right, a lot of cars you'll see going from the back of the grid after the lap 1, just so they come out with clean air.
Or at least that's the plan. It doesn't always work out, does it, Fraser? We've got 4 Born to Race cars all glued together here. Ruby, Kingy.
Oh, and they go 3 wide even.
Yeah. Kingy went wide there.
Yep, Kingy, a newcomer to the Butoir team.
Yeah, not familiar with the nickname nor the username, actually. So, yeah, interested to see how that pans out. He's battling with Ruby at the back of that sort of train, but Rocket is there as well, fighting with the sole Fragmaster car, Fragmaster Onifus, who is trying to get up past Rocket into P17.
Yeah, Oni joined late, so I think he's starting at the back of the grid, so really making good progress there.
Yeah, someone else who's making good progress is TJ. He's opened up a gap of over 0.8 of a second now to Joe Holmes, looking feisty to try and pull some points. He's going to need to put a mighty effort in, this being the 13th round of the championship. But nonetheless, you've got to start somewhere, right?
Right.
Got Rid here, side by side with Magic. Magic on the grass nearly. Yeah. Magic and River, my mistake. That's not Rid. Rid is behind them. Magic's still on the outside as they come around the final corner.
In a blue and white car too?
Yeah, just to add to the confusion. But you can see in the background, just behind River is Rid trying to get a slipstream. These two still side by side. Magic, actually they're now in front. So able to get the car behind him closed off.
Looks like, oh, yeah, I thought Ride might go for the inside there, but he held behind. And they're lining up. Magic keeping the inside, though. He's keeping it covered.
Well, they've got cars braking because of the traffic jam into turn 3, and there's contact. That's Magic on the inside. River not willing to give the space, and then rear-ended furthermore by, who was that? I think it was Hachiroku. Hachiroku through. River dropping down the order like a stone, and it's Magic currently leading this group now with Rid for company. And as we run down to the hairpin, Magic still holding on to P7. Ooh, a little bit wide. That's going to give a sniff to Rid. who will jump on any opportunity given to him.
Right. Your big thing is to just line them up out of this corner. You've got that nice long straight. Use that. And yeah, I think ride's right in Magic's draft right now. Oh, maybe just a little far off, right?
Yeah, the slipstream range in this car is not huge. You need a long straight from that distance to make any gains. But everybody in this train is going to be getting a little bit of overspeed. All the cars ahead punching a hole in the air. And Rid will want a really nice exit out of here. Nice tighter apex. Magic a little bit wide. Does manage to get back over to the final apex, but Rid is in a good spot here, I think, maybe. Or maybe not. No, it's
he's
super
really close. I'm not sure if he's in it.
Not this time, not this time. Got to be closer than that if you're going to get through into turn one. But just look how close all of these cars are as they stream over start-finish. That's what you get when you've got an enormous grid of cars. As Magic and Rid.
I'm looking for Hatchie to make a move here at T1, maybe.
He wasn't close enough either, but definitely in the laps to come, that's what the drivers will all be trying to do. Get as close as they can to the car ahead. And try and make a send into turn one. Rid is now all over the back of Magic, pushing him around almost. We'll see if there will be a move made somewhere on the lap. People will be starting to get quite impatient.
Yeah, it gets much harder to make your move right here in the infield, but it can be done, obviously.
Yeah, it's really difficult to overtake a car here that is on similar pace. You just have to get a much better exit and line them up into the first or the final corner. And there we go, Magic with a really nice end to the first sector. Beginning of the middle sector. Has pulled a gap, so, well, it's going to be troublesome to close that one down again. As we've got
right, and here. Now... Yeah, who's that? E-Roop working over...
Gabri.
Maybe Gabri?
Yeah. Gabri for Master Race Car. In fact, the only Master Race Car driver on the server. I had to check the list there. I was a bit surprised, but yeah. Gabri, the only MRC driver on the server. Doing his thing for his team, as TJ has, well, more like Joe Holmes has closed up to TJ by 0.3 of a second on the last lap. Not within striking distance for the straight, but certainly closer than he was this time last lap. With Sufor still holding on in P3, twin cam there. Will be defending from Mouseman before too long. You can see the gap that Mouseman's got over Dodislav now. As we've got somebody going in the pit lane in the background. As Lallaroo trying to get through on River. Lallaroo in the pink. It's Hachiroku in the pits.
He's got the inside here. He's made the pass.
In fact, Grizanko in the pits. Yeah, and Lallaroo is through. Hachiroku is not in the pits. He is just ahead of Lallaroo now. Lallaroo making ground, that's for sure.
Oh, and he's setting him up, and he's going for it right now.
2 hits of the horn to say, I'm coming through. Goes onto the grass, going to run wide. Oh, don't make contact here. But he's through. That's a great move. And helped out a little bit by Hachiroku leaving the space. But Lallaroo's on a mission. Up to P9.
Yes, really nice pass by Lallaroo.
You've got to keep that momentum going.
Oh, Hachi gets loose. And yeah, River takes advantage of it.
And Carl's capitalised. We're on board with Carl's now. Oh, but Hachiroku makes contact with River there, pushing them all wide. Meanwhile, we might have to take a look at the front of the field. We might be
3 wide here. Oh, Carl's backs out of it. Oh, Hachi just loose right in front of him.
Lots and lots of cars.
Oh, and River runs wide.
We've got to switch back to our leaders. Joe is all over TJ, but he's on the outside. TJ's gone defensive, and this is the opportunity for Joe. He's going to have to line TJ up out of the final corner. He's a little bit close. He's not going to get the overspeed he wants here necessarily. We'll see what he plans to do. He's close enough, and he can get a slipstream and potentially enough overlap, but TJ's going to defend that right-hand side for all he can. Joe will have to go to the left-hand side of the road. And he's going to try and do it around the outside, side by side. There isn't a change for the lead over start
Yeah,
finish.
I'm not sure. There's a lot of overspeed here for Joe, is there?
Oh, he's going to try. He's going to try and hold it on the outside, and he has done. He'll have the inside for turn 2. TJ has slightly better run, but it's advantage to Joe at this point. He's got 3 apexes where he's on the inside, and there we go. He's already through at turn 2. New race leader for now, but TJ will have the slipstream and the motivation certainly to take that place back, having led for 5 laps in race 1.
Right. Right. He knows where he can get Joe, so he'll be trying to stay in that draft, and we got a boudoir sandwich here with River in the middle of it.
Yeah, Rayman now trying to get past. Sorry, Rayman leading this. Trying not to be passed by River. And Ruby there on the inside of River. It's not the best place to be. It's not the best place to go for a move out of there. And he soon realises that.
And that's Kingy at the back again, right? And Kingy just in front of Charles? In front of Carlos?
Yep, that's exactly right. Joe Holmes, meanwhile, has opened up a little bit of a gap. TJ is not in the slipstream at the front. The gap up to 0.4 of a second as we watch River thinking about trying to make a move. Oh, but he's gone over the curbing. That's going to slow him down and could make him susceptible to a pass from Ruby here. In fact, it is. He's lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah, he's right in. Ruby's got him.
Well, he's not even going to defend it. Ruby's going to be allowed to drive to the left-hand side. Such an easy defence down into the final corner. But Ruby is going to have this no problem. Potentially susceptible to a repass on the home straight. But River's going to need a great exit to pull that off. And some balls of steel into turn 1, as we saw with Joe.
Well, they came out side by side. So River needs them in front. There he is. Yeah. Here we are. We're at T1. No, River doesn't get it done.
No, he didn't have enough. He wasn't close enough coming out of start-finish. They were alongside each other, as you mentioned, so he couldn't get the slipstream to get the overspeed necessary, as we've got side-by-side between Brzanka and who's that? Just trying to work it out. Oh, it was his teammate, Hachiroku. I was confused what was going on there, but yeah, the teammates swapping. Hernandez is at the back of these two as well now. As the teammates work out what order they're going to be in, they're being crept up on by Hernandez, which is quite entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's going for a move. It's on the inside of Grzanka here, and he's going to get past.
And he's going to get this done. He's got positioning.
Someone else who's on a move, and well, I think actually he's being held up now by Twin Cam is Mouseman, because Dodislav has closed up again. So both of them off onto the grass. That's going to cost them both time. Onto the home straight.
Yeah, that'll happen. You're focused on the tail end of the rear lights of the car in front of you, and he runs wide and he pulls you wide with him.
Indeed, and a bit of an update on our XFGs. Martin Capal has made it up to P18 and has the slipstream on E-Roop, one of the Winners Junior drivers, should I say? And we'll see if he can make a pass or stay with him down this little run here. Martin
Well, I think if Martin's smart, he will wait until the other side of this turn, maybe.
Best chance he's got for a move, but it's sort of a glass ceiling. I don't see him making much more progress in this race. The drivers ahead of Arup are disappearing down the road, but yeah, even out of the final corner, you can see Arup has already a gap. But Martin will.
No, Martin's got him.
Well, is he going to get? I guess of course he's going to go for the move. He's not going to have another chance to do it. So Martin moves to the inside. No, does he? Yep, just about. He can go later on the brakes. The XFG is much better on the brakes, and he's through and up to P17. Go on, XFG.
Yep, solid pass by Flame there.
There we go. He's happy with that. Oh, and a roop onto the grass, and that loses him even more time. So yeah, Martin can move on to the next one, P16, which is our guy and Rocket. Got Injext here, driving one of the Injext liveries, which is, well, on brand at least. On the outside in an XFG on Neuroticat. And Neuroticat's made that move up to P24. Here's the state of affairs.
Pretty basic pass for the XRG against the XFG there. But Injector battling back.
Yeah, trying. But tricky through the middle sector. The XRG is a bit of a roadblock. And speaking of, Martin Capal's already up to the back of Rocket. This didn't take long at all. Oh, Martin going off on the grass trying to make the pass. Got elbows out down into the double right. Martin's going to be susceptible to a pass here. Oh, no, Rocket's not helped him at all. Rocket's not going to be able to give him much of a slipstream at all. And this could be a repass for Irup then. He's already alongside, I think. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's just using the power of the XRG against the XFG now. No draft.
Yeah, that's Mad Jester just behind him as well, who's going to go for a send, surely. Martin's boxed in, he can't do anything, so he looked like he was going to gain a place and instead lost another 2 places. But that's what you get. The XFG is just on the absolute limit and has an inherent disadvantage, and now he's got no slipstream. But let's see.
There he's able to get in behind the Boutuar guy.
Yeah, Mad Jester's still there on the outside.
No, but now Mad Jester has that draft.
Yeah, but Martin can go later on the brakes, and he should have Mad Jester covered off. But yeah, the winner's car is back in front. Mad Jester's joined the party. As we've got battle between Rid and Magic. Got Magic on the inside now, and he is going to be able to hold off for this. Yeah, he is. There we go. P7. But a few groups of cars sticking together as we normally see for us in GTI racing. Oh, well, that's unlucky.
Yeah, that's going to hurt his front wheel drive tires.
Oh, Mad Jester though is going for gaps that don't exist, and that's going to hold all of them up. Martin will not like that. He's trying to go forward, not backwards in this race. As the 3 very, very large XRGs run into each other and slow each other down. Martin's going to just go for a dive in the hairpin again, I think. He'll want Mad Jester to work with him, not against him.
And Mad Jester runs deep, so...
Yeah. Probably trying to brake at the same point as an XFG, which you just can't do. It's not possible. Runs a bit deep. And yeah, he's not going to get back past Martin. He's got his own trouble. He's got Hachiroku now to worry about. Grzanka and Hernandez side by side too. And as I was saying, XFG and XRG, collectively known as the GTI class in LFS, breed pack racing. That's what they're for. That's what they create. And TJ and Joe Holmes are sort of the exception to that because they're running away at the front as we've got a whole bunch of cars going into pits. We've got Magic, Lalaru, Carls, Rayman and Ruby all pitting at exactly the same time, and they'll all join the track at the same time.
Yeah, that'll shake up the top 10 right now.
Yeah, I mean, the drivers have all got just one more lap to come into the pits. They can't come into the pits on lap 12. So our race leaders can pit this lap or the next lap. And keep an eye on that all-important 15th place, currently occupied by Rocket. 15th place at the flag will be pole position for race number 2, which is another 12-lap sprint race. But everything goes out the window. Predictions are made even more difficult. And the job of those who win and finish high up in race 1 is made even more difficult and interesting for that second race this evening.
Yeah, when you know Joe Holmes is coming after you.
Tonight, we can add TJ to that list as well.
And you know you're slower than Joe Holmes.
Yeah, Joe's so good at making up places at the beginning of races because he as we've said before, he is 100% attack all of the time. There is no half throttle. There is no half brakes. It's all on or all off, and that is from the minute the lights go out to the minute he crosses the finish line. There is no compromise. So if you're not on it and attacking from the minute you arrive at the grid, you are going to be overtaken by Joe Holmes. There is no two ways about it. And even TJ tonight is finding that out because all the consistency is in Joe's control at the moment. TJ just not as consistent, just not at the raw pace to compete at the moment for that overall win. But still, these two are pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, a really nice battle for TJ. I mean, yeah, he hasn't drove XR GTIs that much this year. I think he had a broken wrist.
Oh no! I mean that would explain it. And there must be some recovery going on, so that makes his position even more impressive. To be within a second of Joe with an injured wrist. I hope the recovery from that is swift, and he's not putting too much energy through it. Because the modern force feedback wheels, well, they put more energy through your wrists than a road car does. So you've got to be careful.
Absolutely. You hear some people, yeah, with their force feedback turn up so high, like, yeah, what are you doing?
They want all the responsiveness through the wheel. Got Hernandez again driving on the grass, bumper cars. Mad Jester's involved at the back as well.
We got full contact racing here.
We don't mind a bit of rubbing.
Mad Jester.
Yeah, Roop's going to cut Mad Jester off, or try to. No, they do go through. Mad Jester on the inside. He'll try and do the late break, I'm sure, into the hairpin, but he overcooked it a couple of laps ago. But Roop has that one covered.
Yep, just chaos here. Nobody in line. Roop gets a little loose, so Manchester should be able to take advantage of it here.
Yeah, they both need to come into the pit lane. Roop and who is that? Yeah, Roop and Majesta. As Carls is going for a run here. Carls has already stopped, so Majesta and Roop need to get in the pits. Hopefully they know that, as we've got our race leaders in the pit lane, and back out. I think actually, yep, they're back out already. Oh, we've got a crash with Rocket on the back straight. A big crash. The rear of his car is completely caved in. There was somebody else involved who drove off. In fact, I think it was it's Neves. It's Neves who's involved, I think. They're well off the track there, Fraz. And Rocket's car is destroyed.
Yeah, and what Rocket was sitting in 15th position, I believe.
Well, not sure what's happened there, but either way, Rocket, I think, has
TJ,
come under some
not far behind Joe here.
No, I mean, it must have been down to the pit stop, I think. Potentially one of them had a potentially a tiny amount of time given up in the pit stop. Within half a second on this final lap.
Yep, TJ's got to get close to him coming out of here.
That he does. Majesta and Irup both with now time penalties for putting for not pitting. So 30-second time penalty for Irup for not stopping, and so too for Majesta. So they've been enjoying their fight too much. They haven't stopped in the pits for their mandatory stop. So that's an instant DQ pretty much for those two. As around the final corner comes Joe Holmesfraz.
Yep. Joe's being able to hold off TJ here. And yeah, he's just going to bring it home. But just a great return by TJ. So he kept the pressure on him. And yeah, that's a great result. Joe Holmes first, TJ second. Sufor in third. Let's see what we got. See if we got any cars side by side here as they come to the line. Oh, here we go. Somebody's in the draft, I believe. No.
Yeah, close between Nacho and Master there across start finish. Majesta and Irup are dropping down the order as their penalties sort of set in. Can't believe they forgot to pit. That is, I mean, yeah, you can sort of settle into a rhythm so much so that you forget that you need to do a mandatory stop. It doesn't happen very often, but it just so happened that it was the two drivers that were fighting each other. They sort of must have got target fixation. In fact, yeah, Majesta confirming that fact in the chat that his battle was so intense he forgot to pit. Which, to be fair, I don't blame him. That if you're enjoying your fight that much, keep going. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You're here for the enjoyment after all. But that's fine.
But you're here for the battle. But yeah, great result. And that's a solid podium. Joe Holmes, TJ, and Sufor.
Yeah, and provisionally Carl's on pole position. That's not the first time we've seen him on pole after the reverse grid. So yeah, Carl's is going to get another chance at it on his on the second race this evening. J Frost here will be the final car to cross the line, and we will do the results and get ready for our reverse grid feature race, which we love, Fraz. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a lot of fun, the second race.
The
It
one we
always
build
is.
ourselves up to.
Yeah, this is amazing racing.
Yeah, we've got a treat tonight. This is a crowd favourite. Westhill National is sort of a GTI dream, if you like, or rather an XFG dream, I think. But there we go. On the race results now for race 1, Joe Holmes in 25 minutes and 4 seconds and the fastest lap, a 2:02.71, beats TJ and Sufor there to the win. Best of the rest is Mouseman Independent once again, and there we've got Twin Cam in P5. Dodislav and Rid for the winners team, Race Green Magic, Born to Race Rayman, and TAV Lallaroo. Then in P11 downwards, we've got Ruby, River, Hachiroku, Hernandez, and VM Carls. All those names I've just read out are going to be reversed for the start of race number 2. And it'll be Grzanka on P16 with Naniluka, Kingy, Master, and Nacho down to P20. On the second page, 18 more cars, an extremely large grid, as we've got Neuroticat, Argai, Martin Capal, Gabri, Injext, Hermani, Spider-Man, J-Frost, Born to Race Rocket, Alf DC2R, your top 30, and then some DNFs for P. Neves, Cubs, Onifus, Lucas, Potatoes, Majesta, Irup, and Burned. In fact, Majesta, Irup, and Burned were disqualified, Majesta and Irup, for not serving their pit lane because they were enjoying their fight too much and forgot to pit. Burned also forgot to pit, but finishes 8 laps down. And that's it for race 1. We have race 2 coming up. Don't go anywhere. The same exact thing again, except we have the top 15 reversed. You can see that little timer there in the bottom left-hand corner indicating that we have just over, just under 4 minutes to go. So we'll play a trailer and be back in just a moment's time. Welcome back to round 13 of the Fragmaster GTI series here in Live for Speed, with the XFG and XRG making up the GTI class at Westhill National. Let's talk about the championship. 12 rounds are going to be broadcast live here on Sim Broadcasts in 2025. The next round will be round 17 in April. But of course, we aren't done yet. We've got that reverse grid, the reverse top 15 race coming up in just a few moments' time. 84 seconds to be precise. Franz, we're looking forward to this.
Always. This is going to be action-packed on the opening lap. And yeah, keep your eye on Joe Holmes and TJ starting in 14th and 15th. So they dice their way through the pack.
Yes. 12 short laps around here, but lots and lots of overtaking opportunities and lots of opportunities for drama. And as I was sort of talking my way through the final laps, you've got to be on it from the get-go. Carls and the drivers around him have got to be absolutely on it from the word go if they stand any chance of getting a podium here and any chance of taking the win. TJ obviously has a grid position advantage once again, but it didn't help him in the first race. Of course, he got pole position during the one-shot qualifying, but yeah, Joe got him on lap number 6. The start of lap 6, Joe got past, so halfway through, or just under halfway through actually. But yeah, anything can happen at the start of race 2 because it is carnage through and through. 20 seconds to go for us, so let's build up to the start of race number 2. It's going to be a fun one down to turn 1.
And who do we have on pole for the second race?
VM Carls, probably, unless anyone else has left.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Sadly we had Rocket in ready, but he destroyed his car.
Well, it is Carl's on pole, so take it away for the lights.
With Hernandez lined up beside him.
What a grid we've got.
Waiting for those lights. Here they come. And we're off. Let's see if Carlos gets that Subaru going. Is Hernandez thinking about it here at T1? And he is. Hernandez through.
Yeah, so before we even arrive at turn 1, Hernandez takes to the lead, and Hashirokul is right there as well. Joe Holmes is already ahead of TJ, which is remarkable.
They're both on the outside, just as bad. We got a lot of loose cars. Already.
Carls has been spun round, and we've got absolute carnage. Oh, Joe's made it through somehow. TJ's made it through. We've got Carl on their roof.
Carl's is on his roof.
Oh, after starting on pole, finding himself flipped. I mean, it doesn't get more unlucky than that, but we did say there was going to be some carnage and some trouble, but that is desperately unlucky for Carl's. Hernandez has got a heck of a lead, though.
Yeah, Hachiyoko in second. Ride runs third. River in fourth.
Look at the gap between Joe Holmes and TJ. There's 3 cars in that void between them, and Joe was actually very lucky not to be caught up entirely in the drama that unfolded around him.
Yeah, I don't know how many cars we lost there.
Oh, not too many.
Yeah, we had just contact between 3 cars right in T2.
Well, there were 3 cars between TJ and Joe Holmes. There are now just 1 car, and it's twin cam. And there you can see the green car of TJ just ahead. That is the challenge on Joe Holmes' hand. He can't let TJ run away. The gap at the end of the last race was smaller than it is now. That's the difficulty. Joe has got to perform even better than he did last time now to close that gap down. But don't put it past him to be able to do it. It's going to be a long race. They
both have to make their way through the pack. And yeah, you can catch the slower car at the wrong time, and yeah, the car behind you can take advantage. But we're going 3 wide here.
Yes, we are.
And 3 wide behind Joe Holmes, maybe. And yeah, they are.
Hachiroku takes the lead. Oh, TJ's gone very
TJ
wide.
Way wide.
Oh, and he's going to lose time here. Oh, and there's side-to-side contact. I don't think that River had the spatial awareness to know that TJ was still there, and that's bumped him way down and lost a lot
Oh,
of
and he made
time.
contact with Twin Cam there.
Yeah, and Joe's now stuck behind Twin Cam, but he's within touching distance of TJ again. So
Yeah, look at the gap came down there in one lap.
it's unbelievable. Oh, yeah, slight contact there. Nali Luca with a bit of a dive. That could have been the end of Joe's run to the front there. That was really, really close. In fact, I think there was contact. Joe leaving a smile emoji in the chat with how that one went.
Yeah, everyone battling so hard right now.
But enjoying
Joe
themselves as
Holmes
well,
making his
crucially.
move on Twin Cam. And yeah, I don't think Twin will battle.
No, not at all. And we are back to watching Joe chase down TJ once again. I can't believe how the gaps come down. A little bit of luck for Joe there. Twin Cam, sorry, not Twin Cam. TJ involved in a little bit of a scrap up the home straight on the previous lap.
Yeah. Well, but he forced it. I mean,
It's true.
yeah, he forced the 3 wide, and yeah, he's on the outside on T1. He can't do that. Is that
Lalaroo.
magic? Oh, Lalu.
Lalaroo's going side by side into turn one with Naliluka here. River just behind as we've got Twin Cam. Almost potentially in a slipstream on Joe Holmes. I mean, it's not quite. But that would have
Just
been fun.
lost it.
Yeah, just about. As Hachiroku crosses start finish in the lead, and crucially, he's got good pace at the moment. Rid is sizing up the back of Hernandez as River is in a battle here with Nalaluka and River.
And Magic.
Lalaroo in the pink, Magic in the blue and white, and Magic is now at the front of this group. Lalaroo behind.
And it's
River.
Ruby and the Boutuar car tailing this pack. Looks like TJ putting pressure on Ride.
TJ's putting pressure on Sufor. But yeah, Rid is kind of closing up to the back of Hernandez at the moment. And Joe is right there too. It's only, what, 6/10 of a second, 7/10 of a second between the two? And crucially, Joe's got clean air and TJ doesn't.
No, but potentially TJ's got draft in front of him. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, at the moment it's traffic. There's no way through at the hairpin. Look at Joe's line. Joe's so aggressive over the curbs, sending the bollard flying, taking the shorter line through all these corners. TJ's a little bit wide. You can see Joe with a better apex. TJ not in the slipstream of Sufor. That's crucial.
Right, he needed that slipstream right now.
He did. Well, the drivers are certainly enjoying themselves. This is what GTI racing is all about in LFS. Large grids, huge packs, drama at the beginning, and anyone's game. As we watch Hashiroku open up a 1.5 second lead over the rest of our field. As we've got Martin Capel trying to make moves from P16 up the grid.
Yep. Yep, Martin all over. Oh, we got Flame. Who's he battling with? He's lining up an SRP car.
Gabri.
Oh, that's an MRC car. Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry, yeah, MRC Gabri. My mistake.
Again, liveries are really close between MRC and SRP.
Yeah, super close in details as Sufor is still backing up TJ into Joe Holmes. Sufor has let him pass now with an indication. I wonder if he'll give Joe Holmes the same service. I'm confused by that. Sufor.
Yeah, I don't know why Sufor would let a guy go by.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. Why would you let TJ through? You legitimately have P4. You've just given up a place. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Sufor is a solid driver. He can keep those cars behind him. Not a problem.
Well, it's
But yeah,
lost
I
on
think
me.
Joe Holmes is going to come out of here with in Sufor's draft. And he's right on Sufor's rear bumper here.
Oh, he's indicating as well. I don't know what that means. Normally that means I'm going left, but I think
Yeah,
in
I don't
racing it
know. I
means...
don't know if I pass on the inside or as I think he's going on the inside.
Well, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I don't think I don't think Born to Race as a whole would be happy to see that. Sufor, their number one new signing, letting through Joe and TJ. We want to see battles here. We don't want to see drivers letting each other through. As TJ has lost his slipstream. His slipstream's just gone into the pit lane. Rid bails on lap 5 or lap 4 rather. As we've got River going for a move on Lallaroo. Lallaroo in the pink, River on the inside, on the left as we're looking at him.
They're keeping him pinned inside. Oh,
Oh,
and Laller's going to hold him off.
is indeed Joe Holmes' fastest lap at the moment, with clear sight of his rival in this race. Rid has managed to get out of the pit lane ahead of Rocket. That's for P18. But it's
So
Hachiroku
Ryan
who
will
still
be
leads.
the top guy to pitted now, right?
Let's confirm that with our graphics. Yes, you are right. P18, first driver to pit, is Rid.
So hopefully he can keep Joe Holmes behind him when Joe returns.
Well, he's got lots and lots of clear air. So too does Hachiroku with a 2-second lead now over Hernandez. And as we approach the halfway stage, that's a crucial gap. Hachiroku. Oh, in fact,
Oh, we got
TJ
Joe
and Joe are
and
close
TJ
together. Oh,
battle on.
yeah, side by side already. TJ just hasn't made the progress he needed to make. It wasn't helped by Sufor. Sufor letting both of these drivers through has essentially brought them closer together, I guess.
And now TJ's searching for Hernandez's draft, but now Joe in TJ's draft.
3 wide, and Joe's on the inside, crucially. This is unbelievable stuff. They're already past Hernandez. Joe's on the inside. TJ doesn't really stand a chance. Later on the brakes for TJ, but Joe's on the inside. It makes no difference around here. And
maybe Hernandez might be able to come glued on Joe Holmes's rear bumper and hang.
no, TJ able to get back
TJ
for the slipstream. And is Joe going to the pits, or is he just... Oh, he's going to the pits.
Yeah,
he doesn't want
both going.
to battle with him.
TJ stays out.
Fascinating stuff here. Now, where's Joe going to come out? If Joe comes out in a whiff of traffic, then this is advantage TJ. I do wonder whether he's going to come out in some air. It doesn't look like it. There's not really much air around. And TJ's now at the lead of that battle. He's got a 3-second gap to Hachiroku. And where's Joe coming out?
He's essentially in clear air himself.
Capel and Rid are coming through, but Joe is going to be ahead. Joe's got clean air and crucially comes out with these two just behind him. But neither of them with the momentum to get past at this stage. I don't think so. Anyway, I don't know if Rid's going to have a go. I don't think he will.
No, this is the time to get him.
Yeah. We've had a message in chat, Fraz, potentially helpful message to help us out next time. Sim Racing Polska LFS have said in the YouTube chat that if we pick any RGB colour, they'll prepare special distinctive streams for their distinctive liveries for their team for the next stream.
Oh, awesome!
So, what do you want to go for?
No, I don't know what color I'd go for. I never thought of it.
Well, let's look at the grid and then decide what the least dominant colour is across the field. I'm going to say like yellow or I don't know, bright red.
Orange.
Well, it's got to be something similar to the SRP brand, I guess.
Yes.
So bright red, I guess. No one's using bright red.
Yeah, bright red would be good. There's not many red cars on the grid, that's for sure.
No, not many solid bright red cars. So maybe it's Polish team, right? So maybe like block of red, block of white. Why not? Make it happen. This car should be red and black, red and white predominantly next time out. It's a lovely livery, don't get me wrong. Striking logo on the door. But yeah, always good to make your car distinctive. as TJ has some clean air, comes across the start-finish line, 2.7 second gap to his next contender, Hachiroku, and Joe Holmes has a different story. He's got Master Race Car Gabri ahead of him, and that is less than 3 seconds.
So if you're Hachi, he's got to start thinking of when to pit.
Does. He has, at the moment, a 20-second gap to Joe Holmes. That's enough to pit and come out in the lead. And we say this time and time again, don't we, Fraz? If you're not the fastest driver on the circuit and you have a gap, pit and cover the drivers that are behind you. You don't want to lose out on a position with a driver that's gone into the pits, that's for sure. So he's got TJ closing in on him like nothing, like time's going out of fashion. 0.3 of a second, the gap has dropped by in this sector alone. Hachiroku, well, if he goes into the pits, he's likely to come out just ahead, if not alongside Gabri. No, he's not. Look, Joe Holmes going for the move already on Gabri. Yeah. So that's another bunch of time gone. 19.8 seconds now to the lead for Joe. So yeah, Hachiroku, my advice to you, my friend, is to pit and battle Joe on the track if you want any chance of winning. Otherwise, keep track position and see how well you do.
Right, he can still get podium, but I don't think he'd hold off Joe.
No, I don't think anybody's capable of holding off Joe tonight, not even TJ. But let's see, they are not together on track. They're doing different strategies. TJ will pit probably on lap 11. Don't see anything changing there unless he gets into some sort of weird battle with Hachiroku in the next couple of laps. But let's see, has the gap gone down over start finish? It doesn't look that way, actually. I don't think TJ's taken that much time out of Hachiroku.
It looks pretty, yeah. He's not making a move. It's Joe Holmes.
Oh, look how close Joe manages to get on the brakes. Just appears, looms into the view. And out of the final corner, he has a bit of a slipstream on Dodislav. Dodislav is absolutely no slouch as TJ takes 4/10 out of Hachiroku the lap.
Oh,
Dodislav to the pits.
In. Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that. I didn't think, Dodislav wouldn't roll over like Supor did.
Well, yeah, maybe it was a good thing. Maybe he didn't want to lose time himself, or maybe he just didn't want to hold Joe up, or didn't want to fight him.
Wide.
Yeah, that's Gabri.
Gabri, maybe.
Yeah. And Red is back there with him. But yeah, TJ will be happy, I think, with the pace of Hachiroku here. What he doesn't want is for Hachiroku to hold him up. TJ is completely in control of his own race here. Hachiroku is doing him a favour by maintaining his pace. TJ might choose to, as soon as he catches up to Hachiroku, throw the car in the pit lane. TJ was faster than Joe Holmes on the previous lap, crucially. But Joe has just done a purple first sector, so trying to turn it around. But he did make that pass at the end of the last lap. He was passing somebody in the infield. But let's keep an eye on it. This is our lead battle between Hachiroku and TJ. This is for position because neither of them have made a stop. We just need to find out where TJ is going to come out when he pits in relation to this man, Joe Holmes, who's got himself some clean air.
Yeah, so Joe Holmes has Neurotic out in front of him now.
Both Hachiroku and TJ stay out. Sensible decision, I think. Neither of them needs to pit at this stage.
I think TJ might be closing the gap a bit.
Yeah, it's gone down over half a second. 0.8 on the previous lap to Hachiroku, which means another 2 laps and TJ will be in contact with Hachiroku. Hachiroku at that point will know that Joe will be within range. So if Hachiroku wants to defend for the lead, he needs to pit this lap. Otherwise, he'll be shooting for a podium or as high up as he can manage. But he won't have a chance. He won't have a chance to defend the lead if he doesn't pit this lap.
Right, TJ's got to follow him in now, doesn't he?
If Hachiroku pits, TJ could stay out because he may think he has the pace over Joe Holmes. But Hachiroku, being caught 0.8 a lap, should know that he doesn't have the pace over Joe Holmes.
Right.
Hachiroku's in a privileged position here. He has a marker with him. Joe Holmes can only use the information that he's getting through LFS, the timing data, to know how the leader is performing. And it's difficult to do while you're driving. Let's see. Joe Holmes has got space ahead and behind him, so TJ could pit now and come out in clean air.
Right. I think I might do the opposite of what Hachi does right now.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd do as well. I think Hachiroku should pit if he wants to battle for the lead. If he's happy to just run his own race and finish where he finishes, he should stay out and TJ should pit instead. If TJ battles Hachiroku for one corner, it's game over for both of them.
Yeah, nobody's helping each other right now, so yeah, do whatever the opposite. But again, they've got one more. They've got a couple laps to decide it. One more.
TJ fastest split 2 that lap, so pretty close we assume between Joe and TJ, but neither of them pit, and I think that's probably okay. I think that the gap between them would be over 8/10 this lap. Let's see what happens, as we've got a Born to Race car in the background into pit lane, and yeah, the gap only down to 9500. So actually a good lap from Hachiroku. Come in.
Yeah, you drive down the pit lane, you're going to cool your tires. Maybe they're just like where their tires are at in their height cycle right now.
Well, they have to pit this lap or the lap after. There is no choice in that unless they want to get a disqualification. But the gap between our race leader and race leader and Joe Holmes is down to 18.5 seconds. And that's getting tight. That's getting tight for...
Yeah, it's going to be close.
In fact, I think Joe may already have the place on TJ. It's less certain at this stage whether he has the place on Hachiroku, but time is not on Hachiroku's side here. And I think TJ may, if he gets a good break in as the hairpin, he might regret not pitting here. This is not a nice place on the lap to catch up to somebody. But it's possible the gap is big enough. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is where TJ's got to go to work and try to get to Hachi's rear bumper and get that draft.
Yeah, but he's not close enough. He really needs it, and he'll have to get the best exit ever. Hachiroku, a little bit of a slide, yeah.
Oh, Hachi runs wide.
That's going to be a dream slipstream then for TJ. If not up the home straight, if not here, then up the home straight. But who's going to pit out of these two? TJ with a little bit of an advantage here. Joe is still in clean air. He's got no one around him. So this is free time now for TJ.
Yeah, he's got to get him on the other side now. He's got to be in this draft as he come out of this turn.
I would do the opposite. I would do whatever Hachiroku doesn't do.
Absolutely.
The gap's good. The gap's good. But neither of them pit. This is going to be intriguing.
You see,
TJ's
TJ
gaining.
didn't
He
want
has to
it
get
because
through
he's
here.
got the draft.
He's got to get through. He's got to overtake. He's going for the move. Hachiroku will potentially get a podium here if he just lets TJ goes and follows. But neither of them. Yeah, that's a good move. They had to do
right.
that.
It was his advantage there to stay in the draft and use it. While Joe is driving solo.
Yeah, but Joe is driving insane pace. 17.5 seconds now to our race leaders. Both of our race leaders now have to make a pit stop. Nobody else does. And they did identical lap times on the last lap. So this is so close. 100th of a second difference to the lap before. Identical lap times this lap just gone. We, for probably the first time in a long time, do not know who is going to win this race.
And now it's Hachi glued onto the back of TJ's rear bumper.
This is fascinating stuff. Joe is going to have the momentum up the home straight, and that does help into turn one. But TJ need only position his car properly, potentially with a rear gunner here, pulling around Hachiroku. This could be really interesting. Let's see what happens. Hold on to your seats, folks.
Right. To throw a wrench in it, Hachi gets in the draft and makes a pass here.
I don't think so somehow. I don't think he'll be close enough. No, not a good exit. Joe, better first split this time round. The gap down to 17.3 seconds. 12.1 in the second sector as well. Identical to TJ. And the gap to Hachiroku now has opened up. TJ is pushing. And he needs a perfect pit stop. He can't put a toe out of line here to stand any chance of defending from Joe. Let's watch him in.
Yeah. Pit lane will get busy right now too, maybe. But yeah, I think TJ's in. Yeah, he's too far ahead of everybody to worry about anybody else.
Well,
does Magic come in? Yeah, here comes Magic from third.
Don't take the last pit box. Whatever you do, don't take the last box. He hasn't. That's good. He's picked one slightly further down pit lane. Where is Joe? Where is Joe Holmes? Joe is coming over start-finish line now with all the momentum. Now. This is going to be close, folks.
And we got
Joe's
2 cars in front of him.
He's going to get him. He's done him. Oh, and there you
Joe
go.
Joe Holmes has done it.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's carrying more speed.
2 car lengths, Fraz. 2 car lengths.
Darn.
Yes, maybe. 1.5 car lengths between our leaders, but that's the margins. That's what you're playing with when you've got the highest caliber of GTI drivers in LFS in 2025. Absolutely unbelievable.
Can TJ put pressure on Joe? He's right there.
This is absolutely crazy.
Yep, these are 2 of our best GTI drivers right now going at it.
Perhaps ever.
Yes. TJ, 5-time winner.
Yeah. No Sidus cars to, benchmark off. So we have to assume, as we do always, that these 2 are at the top of their game. And what a drive from both of them, honestly. I mean, Joe with, starting a position behind TJ at the front. There were 3 cars plus space between them at one point. And not only has he taken an alternative strategy, risked traffic, found clean air, had to battle his way through. A little bit of a helping hand from Sufor, but both of them got the helping hand, and he finds himself in the lead, opening a gap on the final lap over 5-time champ TJ.
Yeah, TJ just can't get to the draft. He can't do anything. And it'll be Joe Holmes to the final turn.
Yeah, he's driven a perfect round once again.
Nice drive by Hachi. He's in third. But yeah, what could have been maybe. But here comes Joe Holmes. He's going to take that checkered flag.
Amazing race there for Hachiroku. A very well-deserved P3 as well. But Joe Holmes wins in a stunning time, considering he started in P15. 25 minutes, 11 seconds. That is incredible pace. What a race. That final lap, the run to the start-finish just before the final lap was amazing from Joe. Just managed to sneak through on TJ. Potentially TJ could have moved over and defended it maybe, but yeah, it was nice in the end. That's a great race.
Yeah, that's so great when you got Joe Holmes coming down the long straight, carrying speed, and you've got TJ coming out of the pits, and it's just a battle on right there. Who is going to have the lead to go on? And yeah, Joe Holmes got there.
Yeah, brilliant. To the end, as we've got drivers finishing the race. But Burnt will be the final car, but we suspect he may have run out of fuel, so this could be a long wait. We'll see.
He's a long ways. Yes, he'll need someone to come and bump him.
Yeah, he's not going to make it to he's not going to make it up this first hill, let alone to the final corner. So that'll be a DNF, unfortunately, for Burnt. In fact, he's started to roll back down the hill, so that's a shame. So yeah, we will have a bit of a wait on our hands.
Lucky somebody will come and get him.
No, he's disconnected. He's gone.
No,
so that's everybody. Unfortunate DNF there on the final lap for Burnt. As we take a look at our standings, Fraz, that was incredible. As I think probably one of the most enjoyable feature races in a long time. But yeah, Joe Holmes avoiding the chaos somehow in the first corner that ended up with our pole sitter on their roof between turns 2 and 3. 25 minutes, 11 seconds. An amazing feature race time considering he started in P15. TJ, unlucky in the end, but finishing half a second behind to undoubtedly his greatest rival in GTIs ever. in this championship. Hachiroku P3, a great podium for Sim Racing Polska. Amazing stuff. Keeping us on the edge of our seats with his strategy there, but it worked out, and that was a great call from Hachiroku.
Yeah, perfect drive for Hachi. I'm sure he's super happy finishing third. And you look down, Sufor's in fifth. And I mean, he just gave up to Joe Holmes and TJ. That was super disappointing.
Yeah, I think Sufor could have put on more of a fight there. It would have spiced things up certainly, but in the end, I'm not sad with the result. It was good. Sufor just didn't want to get involved tonight, and that's fair enough. Each to their own. Twin Cam P6, Magic P7, Rid, Mouseman, and Hernandez round out the top 10. Then we've got winners River, Ruby, Master, Grzanka, Nacho, Neuroticat, Dodislav, Argai, Martin Kapal, and Manchester. Your top 20. And over onto the second page of results, we've got a few DNFs, but before that, we've got Kingy, Gabri, Rocket, Rayman, Spider-Man, Hermani, Injects, Zables, Carl's our pole sitter, J Frost, they're your 30 finishers, with Burnt, Alf, Onifus, Eroop, and Laliru not finishing, unfortunately, but everybody there can take a very big deserved round of applause because that was a brilliant race from everybody.
No, nice to see somebody flip Carl's over, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, I don't. He might have pitted and rejoined. He can do that. So that's probably more likely what happened, I think.
Yeah, maybe more likely, yep.
Indeed. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's action. And if you enjoyed it and want to be part of it, then you can join every single week on Thursday to be part of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday, one of the most enjoyable championships still within Live for Speed. There's something for everybody in these two cars that just provide joy week in, week out to anybody. It's my favourite class in Live for Speed. It has been forever. Sometimes I wish I was driving and not commentating, but there we are. I've made my bed. I have to sleep in it. Fraz, thanks again.
Yeah, that was just an awesome race. How can you complain?
No, not at all. We'll see you in April again, Fraz, for the broadcast. Thanks again. And thanks everyone for watching. It's been a pleasure. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to drop us all the good stuff on Twitch and YouTube. A like, subscription, whatever you fancy. We appreciate your support. From all of us here at Sim Broadcast, have a great evening. We'll see you on Sunday for E-Challenge in a week's time. We've got an RTFR before then as well, I think. So yeah, plenty coming up in the speed. And we love it. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Fraz. Good night.